Wang Lin appeared before Lu Qingyun completely unharmed. The image of the ancient god furnace slowly fading around him. Lu Qingyun was filled with disbelief, while the big-headed boy was equally shocked. Although he already knew Wang Lin was powerful, he had never expected Wang Lin to escape the explosion without a single injury. His fear and respect for Wang Lin deepened, and he no longer dared to oppose him. Wang Lin calmly looked at Lu Qingyun before disappearing with a step. Terrified, Lu Qingyun hurriedly claimed everything had been a misunderstanding and tried to bargain with treasures for his life. But before he could finish speaking, Wang Lin appeared behind him, with heavenly thunder gathered on 2 fingers. Wang Lin struck the center of Lu Qingyun's back. The impact blasted Lu Qingyun away, leaving his face pale as his already unstable body rapidly dissipated. Wang Lin had already seen through Lu Qingyun's schemes, having grown up in the Alliance star system and experienced countless deceptions. He never intended to trust him. When Lu Qingyun released the fire corpse, Wang Lin had already sensed something suspicious and activated the ancient god furnace. When the corpse exploded, the furnace allowed him to avoid all damage with ease. Wang Lin had deliberately allowed Lu Qingyun the chance to use his strongest trump card because he knew the Vice Hall Master of the Corpse Sect must possess life-saving methods. If he had attacked immediately, defeating Lu Qingyun during an intense battle would likely have cost him injuries. Instead, he waited until Lu Qingyun exhausted his greatest trump card, making that very moment the perfect opportunity to kill him. Everything unfolded exactly as Wang Lin had predicted. This time he showed no mercy, merged with the world again, and relentlessly pursued Lu Qingyun. As his origin soul continued to dissipate, Lu Qingyun realized Wang Lin's intentions and secretly regretted his decisions. Wang Lin reappeared, pointed with his finger, and countless bolts of heavenly thunder descended upon Lu Qingyun. Each strike of Wang Lin's fingers nearly shattered Lu Qingyun's origin soul as he retreated continuously. Realizing escape was impossible, Lu Qingyun's eyes became vicious. He shouted that if Wang Lin wanted to kill him, they would die together, and immediately chose to self-destruct. However, this was not his complete origin soul. Because of his cautious nature, he had previously separated a small portion of it as a hidden means of survival. Now he abandoned all restraint, causing a terrifying destructive aura to emerge from his origin soul. The self-destruction of a Nirvana Scryer cultivator far surpassed the fire corpse's explosion. If it detonated on planet Suzaku, the entire cultivation planet would collapse. Almost all life would perish. And even the cultivation planet crystal would suffer unimaginable damage. This possibility was one of the main reasons Wang Lin had delayed attacking earlier. As Lu Qingyun's origin soul began exploding, Wang Lin remained calm and softly cast the celestial spell. Stop, enhanced by the celestial origin energy he had obtained from Qing Shui. The stop spell instantly froze Lu Qingyun's exploding origin soul in place. Wang Lin immediately appeared before it, seized the origin soul, and vanished with ripples beneath his feet. He reappeared far away within the Alliance star system, safely distant from planet Suzaku. There, Wang Lin rapidly placed numerous restrictions upon Lu Qingyun's origin soul before mercilessly striking it with his left hand. Origin energy surged into the soul, dispersing the destructive aura and stopping the self-destruction completely. After sealing it with countless restrictions, Wang Lin stored the origin soul inside his storage bag, then stepped into ripples once again and disappeared. The big-headed boy witnessed everything and became even more fearful of Wang Lin. He knew that if he had faced the self-destructing Nirvana Scryer origin soul himself, he could not have resolved the crisis so effortlessly and might even have been seriously injured. What shocked him most was Wang Lin's complete composure. As though every event had proceeded according to plan, Wang Lin's smooth, decisive actions earned the big-headed boy's genuine admiration, and he sincerely concluded that serving Wang Lin as a servant was no humiliation. Ripples appeared before the big-headed boy, and Wang Lin returned. Without speaking to him, Wang Lin looked toward the earth and called for Lei Ji to come out. The ground trembled as Lei Ji's enormous body slowly rose into the sky. Though still weakened, Lei Ji had witnessed the battle and was deeply awed by Wang Lin's mysterious spells and unwavering calmness. He respectfully greeted Wang Lin as his master. Wang Lin declared that from this moment onward, Lei Ji would serve as his mount and warned that any thoughts of betrayal would result in the destruction of his origin soul. Feeling as though Wang Lin's gaze pierced directly into his soul, Lei Ji trembled and immediately accepted. Wang Lin took out a small bottle from his storage bag, tossed it to Lei Ji, and ordered him to fill it with his heart blood. Wang Lin then walked forward while Ta Shan and the big-headed boy followed behind him. Lei Ji sighed, shrank from thousands of feet tall to only 30 feet, and followed them while painfully extracting blood from his heart to fill the bottle. Wang Lin had rescued the giant demon clan ancestor specifically because Lei Ji's blood contained a trace of ancient god aura. Although Wang Lin's cultivation had greatly increased since returning to the Alliance star system, the dangers surrounding him had also become greater. He intended to refine his spells on planet Suzaku, beginning with his ancient god divine abilities. With Lei Ji's blood, he would be able to use several ancient god spells, and even his original body would gain access to them. Meanwhile, on the far eastern edge of the Alliance star system, an endless sea of flames surrounded a completely crimson cultivation planet known as the Holy Vermilion Bird Planet. The entire planet burned continuously, while the remains of shattered stars floated around it, as though the region had burned for countless years. A young cultivator riding a firebird arrived from the distant stars, entered the sea of flames, and reached the planet. A colossal vermilion bird statue towered into the heavens, radiating endless heat, with 3 elders seated atop it, unable to endure the overwhelming temperature. The young cultivator stopped thousands of feet away and reported that the All-Heaven forces had already occupied 60% of the western region. 11 armies were advancing from 11 different directions under the command of the newly appointed 108 Celestials, with Vice Thunder Celestial Shu Ting leading the campaign. One elder asked whether there was any news of Shu Mu. The young cultivator respectfully replied that All-Heaven Thunder Celestial Shu Mu's whereabouts remained unknown and that they were still searching for him. Another elder smiled and remarked that, after less than 2 months, the All-Heaven forces had only managed to seize 60% of the region, showing they were proceeding cautiously. The final elder calmly stated that they would wait to see how the Cultivation Alliance's plan unfolded, believing it would teach the All-Heaven cultivators a profound lesson. He also expressed regret that the Holy Emperor was absent. Otherwise, the Holy Vermilion Bird Planet could have gained even greater benefits. Wang Lin returned to the imperial palace of the Great Wong dynasty on planet Suzaku, where all the Wong clan descendants were kneeling outside the imperial ancestral hall in silence, filled with both excitement and fear. Inside the hall, Wang Lin quietly looked at the ancestral tablets and stopped before the tablet of ancestor Wang Zhou. Memories of Wang Zhou resurfaced, and he recalled that Wang Zhou had fulfilled his promise by protecting the Wang family descendants until the end of his lifespan, allowing Wang Lin to cultivate without worries. Standing before the ancestral tablets, Wang Lin felt only melancholy and pain. Although these descendants shared his bloodline, centuries had passed, and he no longer felt any familial affection toward them. The relentless passage of time had erased almost everyone he once knew. He then noticed the tablet of Wang Yu, a child who had been taken away during the war with the Forsaken Immortal clan, and realized that Wang Yu had also long since died. Looking back on the countless years that had passed, Wang Lin deeply felt how time had changed everything beyond recognition. Walking out of the ancestral hall, Wang Lin addressed all of his descendants. He declared that cultivators would no longer interfere with the mortal world and that the future of the Great Wong dynasty depended entirely on their own abilities. If they ruled wisely, the dynasty could endure for thousands of years. But if they remained muddle-headed and cruel, then they deserved to lose everything and become ordinary civilians. He acknowledged that their previous mistakes had been influenced by resentment, but the dynasty was already filled with sorrow because of the Wong family. After settling the Wong family's karma, Wang Lin coldly looked at his descendants before leaving with Ta Shan, the big-headed boy, and Lei Ji. After his departure, the 8 elders stood up and immediately established strict new clan laws, declaring that anyone who violated them would be executed. Still burdened by melancholy, Wang Lin headed toward the Cloud Sky Sect. Along the way, he suddenly noticed a gigantic centipede carrying several cultivators through the sky. Among them was Sect Master Wang Lin, wearing a yellow robe with a sword on his back. As the centipede disappeared into the horizon, Wang Lin sensed Wang Ling's gaze upon him and heard a faint voice praising him as a capable junior. Finding the encounter strange, Wang Lin chose not to investigate and continued toward the Cloud Sky Sect. Tai Yan had been waiting for Wang Lin in the Cloud Sky Sect, believing he would eventually return. His cultivation had fallen back to the peak of the late soul formation stage, and his lifespan was nearly exhausted because of an incident that had occurred 100 years earlier. When Wang Lin arrived, Tai Yan respectfully greeted him as his benefactor. Wang Lin immediately asked about Zhou Ru and learned that she had left planet Suzaku a century ago. Tai Yan admitted that he had sacrificed his own lifespan, together with Zhou Wutai's assistance and a large amount of celestial jades, to forcefully raise Zhou Ru's cultivation to the soul transformation stage so she could leave the planet. Wang Lin criticized Tai Yan's reckless decision, then took out a massive quantity of celestial jades. He crushed them into pure celestial spiritual energy and infused the condensed energy into Tai Yan's body, rapidly restoring his cultivation. Wang Lin also left behind a mountain of celestial jades as repayment for Tai Yan's care of the Wang family descendants and instructed him to devote himself solely to cultivation from now on. Before leaving, Wang Lin gifted Tai Yan 9 powerful flying swords, after resolving the karma involving both the Wang family and the Cloud Sky Sect. The yin and yang fishes appeared above Wang Lin's head as his understanding of karma deepened. He realized that karma required every cause to have a corresponding effect, and only by completing countless karmic cycles could his karma domain become complete. He understood that his return to planet Suzaku itself was part of this karmic cycle. Spreading his divine sense across the entire planet, Wang Lin resolved to repay everyone who had helped him in the past and settle every debt owed to those he had wronged. His divine sense eventually led him to the Huan sect in the cultivation country of Zhao. There, an outer disciple named Zhang was cultivating inside a cave borrowed from another disciple in exchange for becoming his cultivation partner afterward. She lamented that although her ancestor Donghua had once joined the Heng Yu sect 8,000 years earlier, his legacy had long disappeared, forcing her to become only an outer disciple of the Huan sect. At that moment, Wang Lin silently appeared before her. Detecting the faint trace of Zhanghu's bloodline within her, Wang Lin took out spirit stones, celestial jades, and a flying sword. He told her that he had once known her ancestor and that the karmic cause of the past had produced the karmic effect of today. After leaving the gifts behind, Wang Lin quietly departed, while the stunned woman remained speechless. In the rank 4 cultivation country of Huofen, Zhou Zihong, a late soul formation cultivator, was cultivating with celestial jades in the War God Temple, attempting to break through to the soul transformation stage. Across from her sat Yang Shang, also at the late soul formation stage, whose ancient aura reflected his advanced age. He sighed and told Zhou Zihong that there were not enough celestial jades for both of them to continue cultivating, so she should use them first. If she reached the soul transformation stage, Huo Fen could be promoted. Zhou Zihong remained silent for a while before softly telling Yang Shang that if she succeeded in breaking through, the two of them should become cultivation partners. After speaking, she sighed, unable to stop herself from thinking of someone from the distant past. Yang Shang smiled bitterly and shook his head, saying he had little lifespan left and that she did not need to do this. He added that he had heard Wang Lin had returned to planet Suzaku. At that moment, Wang Lin silently appeared inside the hall and greeted them. Both Yang Shang and Zhou Zihong were shocked before immediately recognizing him. Wang Lin looked at the two familiar faces, preserved by the spirit liquid he had once given them in the foreign battleground. Without saying much, he took out a massive amount of celestial jades that filled the hall and sincerely offered them as a wedding gift so the two could finally become cultivation partners. He also left behind several medicinal pills before quietly departing. In the rank 5 cultivation country controlled by the giant demon clan, Kaihu had become the clan patriarch. Although his appearance had changed little, he now possessed an ancient aura. He had reached the late soul transformation stage and stood only one step away from the ascendant stage. Combined with the giant demon clan's powerful physique and bloodline abilities, he was capable of battling ascendant cultivators. During the past several hundred years, Kaihu had become one of the pillars supporting planet Suzaku. Yet he still carried melancholy over his old friend, having witnessed Wang Lin's return and his battle against the big-headed boy. Kaihu's emotions had become extremely complicated. While cultivating one day, he suddenly sensed Wang Lin standing before him. Wang Lin greeted him as brother Kaihu. Kaihu called him Seng Niu but could not speak for a long time. Wang Lin told him not to dwell on the past. He then produced a mountain of celestial jades to help Kaihu break through to the ascendant stage and gave him a small bottle containing the blood of Lei Ji, the giant demon clan ancestor, to strengthen his bloodline ability. After bidding Kaihu farewell, Wang Lin departed. Kaihu remained staring at the place where Wang Lin had disappeared, his heart filled with even more complicated emotions. Deep within the Sea of Devils, Li Qiqing, Lie Muan's elder brother, was cultivating among countless skeletons. Although he had reached the late soul formation stage, he continuously absorbed yin energy to suppress black blood runes covering his body, enduring intense pain throughout the process. After finishing, he exhaustedly cursed the Scarlet Blood ancestor, vowing that if he failed to take revenge, he would not deserve to be called human. The monstrous hatred within him filled the surrounding 1,000 feet with pale blue traces that instantly withered any demonic beasts entering the area. Li Qiqing personally hunted down the weakened beasts, biting into their necks and draining their blood until every beast became a dried corpse. Returning to his cultivation spot, he reflected on how the Scarlet Blood ancestor had hunted Lie Muan years ago. Leading to her meeting Wang Lin, Li Qiqing had secretly entered the Sea of Devils to avenge his sister. But because his cultivation was insufficient, he had instead been afflicted with a blood rune that condemned him to a fate worse than death while constantly revealing his location whenever it activated. His hatred toward the Scarlet Blood ancestor only grew stronger. As Li Qiqing prepared to leave before the blood rune exposed his location again, Wang Lin suddenly appeared before him. Li Qiqing immediately became alert. Although he had seen Wang Lin long ago and had seen countless statues of him over the centuries, he did not know Wang Lin had returned to planet Suzaku. Unable to believe what he was seeing, he demanded to know who Wang Lin really was. Wang Lin silently took out the heaven-avoiding coffin, revealing Lie Muan peacefully lying inside with a gentle smile still on her face. Li Qiqing's body trembled violently as all other thoughts disappeared. Tears streamed down his face as he called out to his little sister. The ruthlessness and hatred in his eyes vanished, replaced entirely by the affection of an elder brother. Filled with grief, he recalled promising their parents before they died that he would take care of Lie Muan, lamenting that he had failed to protect his only remaining family member. Wang Lin remained silent beside him while Li Qiqing sat next to the coffin, gazing at his sister as countless memories overwhelmed him. After an unknown amount of time, 3 streams of sword energy approached from the distance. Leading them was the Scarlet Blood ancestor, a late-soul transformation cultivator, followed by 2 respectful disciples. He mocked Li Qiqing for having nowhere left to escape. Upon arriving, he noticed Li Qiqing, Lie Muan's coffin, and Wang Lin standing nearby. His eyes were immediately drawn to the rich celestial spiritual energy emanating from the coffin, filling him with greed. However, when he looked at Wang Lin, he felt the man seemed strangely familiar. The instant Wang Lin coldly glanced at him, the Scarlet Blood ancestor's mind shook violently. The sword energy beneath his feet collapsed. He involuntarily coughed up blood, and overwhelming terror filled his heart. He instantly recognized Wang Lin. In complete panic, he screamed Wang Lin's name, turned to flee immediately, and without hesitation threw both of his disciples behind him to delay Wang Lin while shouting for them to self-destruct. After the Scarlet Blood ancestor realized Wang Lin's identity, he immediately activated the control seals planted inside his 2 disciples. Their bodies exploded into a cloud of blood that rushed toward Wang Lin, giving the ancestor a chance to flee. Trembling in terror, his only thought was escape. Years ago, near the border between the Sea of Devils and Hu Fen, He had chased a female cultivator and encountered a young cultivator who rescued her before escaping into the Sea of Devils. He had long forgotten the incident until the name Seng Niu became famous. He eventually realized that Seng Niu was the same junior cultivator and later learned that he was Wang Lin, who had risen to prominence during the war with the Forsaken Immortal clan and had even given the Suzaku title to Zhou Wutai. Since then, the Scarlet Blood ancestor had lived in fear of Wang Lin and had only relaxed after Wang Lin left planet Suzaku. He never expected to meet him again and prayed that Wang Lin would not remember him. Wang Lin immediately recognized him and understood that the ancestor had come to kill Lie Muan's brother because of the grudge from the past. Killing intent flashed in Wang Lin's eyes. With a wave of his hand, he reflected the blood mist created by the two exploding disciples back at the Scarlet Blood ancestor. The old man tried to teleport away but was too late. Trapped inside the blood mist, he let out miserable screams before Wang Lin waved his hand again, causing an explosion that completely destroyed him, leaving nothing behind. Throughout the battle, Li Qiqing never raised his head. His eyes remained fixed only on Lie Muan lying inside the heaven-avoiding coffin. After a long time, he finally regained his composure, silently gazed at his sister one last time as though engraving her image into his heart, then turned and walked away without even looking at Wang Lin. With the Scarlet Blood ancestor's death, the red lines on Li Qiqing's face disappeared. Wang Lin understood Li Qiqing's silence. It meant he wished to sever all ties with Wang Lin. After sighing, Wang Lin stored the heaven-avoiding coffin and flew into the sky, looking down at the half-abandoned planet Suzaku with its depleted spiritual energy. Wang Lin declared that all his karma had been settled. Since Zhou Wutai had become Suzaku, Wang Lin decided to repay his debt by restoring the planet itself. He appeared beside an uninhabited planet within the Alliance star system and fully released his early-stage Nirvana Scryer cultivation. Stretching out his hand, he forcefully extracted 1/3 of the planet's soul. Although this weakened the planet, it would not cause excessive damage. Wang Lin continued traveling through the Alliance star system, extracting 1/3 of the souls from several planets. Even with his cultivation, the task exhausted him, and because the big-headed boy could not merge with the world, Wang Lin had to perform everything himself. One day later, Wang Lin returned to planet Suzaku while merged with the world. In his right hand floated 7 ancient planet souls. He threw the first soul into planet Suzaku, causing the planet's soul to tremble. Deep underground, numerous spirit veins began forming, and the planet slowly recovered from its half-abandoned state. He then threw in the second soul. The trembling intensified as spirit veins multiplied rapidly. Existing mountains became filled with spiritual energy, and mortals felt warmth rising from the earth. Their bodies became refreshed, and illnesses disappeared. Wang Lin continued by throwing in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th planet souls. At that moment, the cry of a phoenix, audible only to a few cultivators, echoed throughout Suzaku. Spiritual energy returned to dried spirit veins, and the planet's spiritual energy reached an entirely new level. Cultivators everywhere sensed the surrounding spiritual energy becoming extraordinarily active, even causing the spiritual energy within their own bodies to circulate automatically. The 6th planet soul transformed the planet even further. Mountains became greener, rivers clearer, and a fragrance seemed to spread across the land as vitality filled the entire world. When Wang Lin finally merged the 7th and last planet soul into Suzaku, the planet's soul reached the peak of its transformation. Even mortals with poor cultivation talent experienced greatly improved aptitude. Countless low-level cultivators immediately broke through long-standing bottlenecks as the enormous increase in spiritual energy spread across the planet. Cultivators from every sect abandoned what they were doing and entered cultivation to absorb the abundant spiritual energy. Although planet Suzaku still had not reached the level of a top-quality cultivation planet, it was no longer half-abandoned. Its spiritual energy had fully returned to the peak of its former prosperity. Standing atop Mount Suzaku, Zhou Wutai looked toward the sky with a complicated expression and quietly thanked Wang Lin. Elsewhere on planet Suzaku, an old cultivator who looked exactly like Wang Lin smiled and remarked that using the souls of 7 planets to restore one was not an efficient exchange. but it clearly demonstrated how deeply Wang Lin cared for his homeland. He then wondered which side Wang Lin would choose in the future conflict between the All-Heaven star system and the Alliance star system. After looking over the restored planet, Wang Lin returned to the valley where he had once stayed. The valley remained unchanged, having settled all of his karma. He decided it was time to leave. Before departing, however, he intended to visit the Forsaken Immortal clan once more. His only regret was that he still had not discovered a method to increase the celestial origin energy within his body, preventing him from studying the magic arsenal. Meanwhile, within an isolated star system of the Alliance star system stood countless black buildings shaped like giant swords thrust into space. At their center rose an enormous black tower connected to the surrounding buildings by countless chains. This was the Slaughter Domain, one of the 8 domains of the Cultivation Alliance. A ghost-like old man emerged from the void, landed atop one of the buildings, knelt before the central tower, and reported that traces of All-Heaven's new Thunder Celestial, Shu Mu, had been discovered. An icy voice immediately came from the tower, ordering the Soul Killer duo to bring back Shu Mu's head as a gift from the Slaughter Domain to the cultivators of the All-Heaven star system. An old man with red hair and a red robe sat beside the giant pit where the Forsaken Immortal clan had once been sealed on planet Suzaku. He possessed 11 complete leaves and a half-open 12th leaf on the plant mark on his forehead. Once the 12th leaf fully bloomed, he would become a true 12-leaf Forsaken Immortal clansman, equivalent to an illusory yin cultivator. One day, 4 figures descended from the sky. The old man, Yun Quezi, was shocked when he saw Ta Shan among them. Wang Lin greeted him and addressed him as Senior Yun Quezi. Yun Quezi bitterly replied that Wang Lin no longer needed to call him senior and asked if Ta Shan belonged to the Forsaken Immortal clan. Wang Lin answered that Ta Shan was a member of the Chosen Immortal clan. Ta Shan ignored Yun Quezi completely, while the big-headed boy smiled at him, causing Yun Quezi to feel a terrifying pressure from his soul and become even more convinced of the connection between the two clans. Lei Ji respectfully followed Wang Lin into the pit. The group slowly traveled through the deserted Immortal graveyard. The Forsaken Immortal clan had long since left, leaving only rich yin energy behind. Wang Lin remembered that the deepest he had previously reached was the 11th layer, where he had been hunted by the 3rd ancestor of the Forsaken Immortal clan until he escaped by revealing the scroll that sealed the Shang family woman. From the ancestor's reaction, he had realized that the scroll was closely connected to the Forsaken Immortal clan. As Wang Lin descended, the increasingly dense yin energy no longer affected him. Instead, it seemed to possess intelligence, avoiding him entirely and even forming a vortex that opened a path before him. While traveling downward, Wang Lin became even more certain that the Forsaken Immortal clan and the Chosen Immortal clan were originally the same race. Their fear was not directed toward celestial spiritual energy but toward genuine celestial origin energy, which forced submission from their souls. Thinking about celestial origin energy, Wang Lin felt helpless. The celestial origin energy Qing Shui had given him was limited and irreplaceable. Every use of celestial spells consumed part of it, and absorbing celestial spiritual energy from celestial jades could not replenish it. Powerful celestial spells such as Summon the Rain and Magical Arsenal required large amounts of celestial origin energy, explaining why Qing Shui had wanted Wang Lin to enter the celestial pool. However, because entering the pool carried too many disadvantages, Wang Lin had refused. Even after obtaining the big-headed boy as his servant, he had found no method to replenish celestial origin energy and could only conserve it carefully. The group soon arrived at the 11th layer again. The floor contained numerous blood-filled channels that formed a giant blood symbol, but the area was otherwise empty. Yun Quezi explained that the Immortal graveyard contained 19 layers. Ordinary descendants could only reach the 16th layer, while only the earliest ancestors had ever entered the final 3 layers. Without encountering any resistance, Wang Lin rapidly passed through the 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th layers before arriving at the 16th layer. There he found even more complicated blood-red symbols covering the ground. 13 coffins with glowing ancestral marks above them, and a black pool at the center. Yin energy continuously emerged from the pool while red liquid flowed through the symbols into it. Turned black inside the pool. Then flowed back out as red liquid again, forming a continuous cycle. Wang Lin remarked that the place was very interesting. Yun Quezi explained that only 12 leaf ancestors had been able to enter this place. The 13 coffins likely belonged to ancient ancestors of the Forsaken Immortal clan. According to legend, the 18th layer contained the origin of the Forsaken Immortal clan, while the 19th layer held the remnant souls of their first ancestor. He requested that if Wang Lin reached the 18th layer, he should discover the clan's true origin and allow Yun Quezi to understand his ancestors' past. Wang Lin agreed because he still owed Yun Quezi a debt despite later discovering Yun Quezi's hidden motives. Examining the black pool, Wang Lin discovered an extremely powerful seal reinforced by bloodline restrictions. Even cultivators at the peak of the corporeal yang stage could not break it. And without the Forsaken Immortal bloodline, entering was even more difficult. Wang Lin realized this was why no one had ever entered the 17th layer. Wang Lin had come specifically because he wanted to study the sealing power after recalling the yellow talisman used against him by the Yao family cultivator. That talisman had completely sealed the power inside his body. And he still possessed another identical talisman. Hoping to understand the seal, he ordered the big-headed boy to unleash his strongest celestial spell against the black pool. The big-headed boy immediately activated all of his celestial origin energy, releasing an overwhelming pressure. Yun Quezi could barely endure it as his soul was forced toward submission. And he struggled desperately to resist. The big-headed boy enlarged his head, extended red tendons from it, and struck the pool with tremendous force. The attack created a deafening explosion and caused ripples to spread across the pool as it slowly began rotating. Wang Lin noticed that the seal was beginning to weaken, though only slightly. Before it could recover, he gathered the power of heavenly thunder into his fingers and unleashed countless bolts of lightning into the pool. The tremendous impact shattered the floor of the 16th layer, releasing vast amounts of yin energy. The black pool rose into the air and transformed into an incomprehensibly complex black tattoo surrounded by thunder. Wang Lin did not seek the seal's recognition, his goal was to shatter it by force. Wang Lin destroyed the final layers of the tattoo seal with thunder, causing it to crack apart. He summoned the Wither Dao pair, releasing an evil aura, while Ta Shan stepped forward and shattered the petrifying tattoo with a single punch. The tattoo completely collapsed, revealing a transfer array leading to the 17th layer. Elsewhere, the man resembling Wang Lin sensed the opening of the passage to the 17th layer. After observing briefly, he concluded that Wang Lin had become strong enough to learn certain secrets, but believed the 17th layer would be Wang Lin's limit and that he could never enter the 18th layer. Ta Shan entered the transfer array first, followed by Wang Lin after confirming it was safe. Then the big-headed boy, Lei Ji, and Yun Quezi. The 17th layer of the Forsaken Graveyard was completely dark and filled with overwhelming death aura. The transfer formation illuminated the surroundings, revealing a vast area covered with countless chains suspending over 100 celestial corpses. Every corpse had long since dried into a mummy, pierced through the pelvis or shoulder blades by chains that emitted celestial spiritual energy despite being saturated with death aura. The corpses had clearly suffered brutal torture before death, with whip marks covering their bodies. Flashing tattoos continuously drew out celestial spiritual energy because their origin souls had been sealed inside their dead bodies. Their consciousness remained intact while endless death aura eroded them, forcing them to endure eternal torment until complete annihilation. The accumulated hatred toward celestials shocked Wang Lin. After entering, everyone reacted differently. Ta Shan's expression changed slightly as he examined the surroundings. Wang Lin spread out his divine sense and immediately sensed the oppressive atmosphere. The big-headed boy suffered the greatest impact because he had become a true celestial. His celestial origin trembled violently under an invisible suppression, and he heard mournful cries that caused him to cough up blood. Wang Lin immediately injected origin energy into him, stabilizing him. Yun Quezi sensed the aura of his ancestors, and the tattoos on his body automatically shrank and flowed toward his chest as though compressed by an invisible force. The reverence he instinctively felt toward the big-headed boy was also suppressed. Wang Lin discovered that the celestial origin Qing Shui had given him was likewise suppressed. Becoming sluggish, one of the corpses suddenly came to life as a tattoo fused into its body. It opened its hollow eyes filled only with endless hatred and killing intent. Roared, "Celestial, die!" and broke free from its chain before charging directly at the big-headed boy. The big-headed boy attempted to cast a celestial spell. But the moment he activated his celestial origin, it rapidly dissipated before he could even complete the spell, leaving him horrified. Wang Lin stepped forward, pressed a finger into the void, and blasted the corpse backward with origin energy. Ta Shan immediately attacked, and when the corpse saw the tattoo on his fist, it became respectful and retreated without daring to fight him. Witnessing this, Yun Quezi suddenly recalled an ancient rumor and realized the truth. He explained that the 17th layer was actually the torture chamber of the Forsaken Immortal clan, created by their oldest ancestor after arriving on planet Suzaku. According to legend, anyone who was not a member of the Forsaken Immortal clan would be killed upon entering. As soon as he finished speaking, every chained corpse opened its eyes. Their chains vanished, and all of them charged toward Wang Lin, the big-headed boy, and Lei Ji like ferocious beasts. Wang Lin immediately cast Call the Wind. A monstrous black wind filled the 17th layer as two black dragons formed and swept through the battlefield with freezing gusts. The corpses retreated under the assault, but because of their great numbers they remained dangerous. Their tattoos suddenly flashed, forming invisible sealing power identical to the one Wang Lin had encountered during his battle against the Yao family. Recognizing the danger, Wang Lin instantly used spatial bending and disappeared before the seal could affect him. Meanwhile, the two black dragons restrained numerous corpses, with several of them collapsing outright. Wang Lin appeared beside one corpse and pointed at its skull with a finger containing thunder intent. Countless thunderbolts gathered onto his finger before striking the corpse. The corpse trembled violently, and for a brief moment clarity and relief appeared in its eyes before its body collapsed completely. As it disappeared, its celestial origin energy flowed into Wang Lin instead of dispersing. Wang Lin carefully examined it and discovered that it caused no harm. Instead, it fused perfectly with the celestial origin Qing Shui had bestowed upon him. This unexpected discovery filled Wang Lin with joy.